Hi, everyone. My name is Aaron Tucker, and I'm here to talk about my new book, Catalogue d'Oiseaux, which I'm very excited about. First off, I have to thank everyone at BookThug, including Jay Millar and Hazel Millar, as well as Ingrid Paulson for the beautiful, beautiful cover design, as well as the interior. I'm not quite sure if you can see that, but it's gorgeous. It's really beautiful. So thank you to that. And thank you to Karen Soley, who was the editor of this work. It was a pleasure to work with you. This book started as a series of emails, really, between my partner, Julia Pollock O'Neill, and I. She had just moved to Germany, so we were 6 hours apart, basically. And so I would get up in the morning and I would sort of open up my email app and I would just type 2 or 3 sentences into the app. And uh, I just started to get all these scraps. And at the time, I was actually quite disappointed because I didn't feel like I was writing much of anything. And Julia said to me, "Well, you're writing every day." And so I was really happy with them just kind of existing as these little emails, as these private documents. But as I went to go visit Julia a little bit more often over the next year or so, and we started to travel more and we started to experience more things together, we started to see all these amazing places together, all these amazing artworks. Larger poems started to grow in and around these emails, and pretty soon I had a bunch of collections of scraps. They hadn't quite fit together yet, and it wasn't until we visited Lausanne and I saw at the La Palais de Rumin these giant series of cases of taxidermy birds, that I started thinking about the different things I had been writing, not without any direction, and starting to cohere them around this idea of birds. And I started to return to Messiaen, Olivier Messiaen's piece, Catalogue d'Oiseaux, which the book takes the title from, this beautiful piano piece that he wrote for his wife, and his wife, Yvonne Lord, performs, I think, the definitive version of it. Uh, it is the definitive version. uh, I started to kind of have these things collide, and I wanted to write about what it meant to get to travel with somebody, to have a relationship kind of grow and build, and what that meant to kind of intertwine it with all the things that we shared in common, including art. There's a lot of ekphrastic writing in here, and so it's a lyric poem. It's a 60-page lyric poem, which is perhaps a bit strange if you know my previous book, Irresistible Mediums, which I joke I didn't write, a computer wrote. In fact, Jody Miller and I co-wrote a app that translates chess games into poems. And so this is a book translating all of Marcel Duchamp's chess games into poems. And it's a beautiful book. It's a lovely book. I'm so proud that we had Jennifer Shahade do the introduction, and it's kind of got a second life after the Queen's Gambit. But compared to this one is much more kind of lyrical and expansive. Irresponsible Medium is very beautiful. I'm really proud of it. It's a conceptual work, and this is much more personal to me. It's much more intimate, and I'm really happy to be sharing it with people. It has been strange releasing it during COVID when we are all in place, and we don't get to go to art galleries. We don't get to go see these buildings and travel around the world. But my hope is that by sharing this book with you, you can kind of experience your own version of it. To me, this is a really beautiful book of memories. It's not a documentary. It's not everything in it is word for word description of what happens. And Julia and I are not, by all means, like a perfect couple. We're two independent, intelligent people that kind of come to heads sometimes. But to me, this book is the emergence of the two of us falling in love with each other, and kind of all of these wonderful, lovely memories that we were able to build together. And they're sort of ornamented with these other sorts of stories and different things. And to me, during COVID, I've been able to, by editing it, by rewriting it, like relive some of these memories, re-travel to some of these things, re-see some of these artworks. And the reason I'm excited to share it with you as readers is I'm hoping you do the same thing. I think that it's a relatable text in that way, that everyone will have these sort of memories that they tether to people in other places. And I think more than anything, that's what this book is about. It's about just living with your soulmate and getting to live with your soulmate and experience and being lucky enough and privileged enough to experience all of these different things together. And my hope is that people will really enjoy it in that way and bring it into their own lives and start thinking about what their own version of Catalogue d'Oiseau might look like. I've also included another video of me just reading. You'll notice it's just a still video, but I took it in St. James Cemetery, which is one of the places I've been walking during COVID nearly every day. I've been lucky enough to see fox and coyotes and everything there, and it's been a really special place for me. So I made a video of me kind of reading while we looked at the trees and see some of the birds go back and forth. And my friend Adam Seelig is playing some of Catalogue d'Oiseau, and I've kind of woven that in with some of the bird song that is from the cemetery as well. So I do hope you enjoy that video too. Thank you so much.